Yo, what's up, you guys, and welcome to the Righteous and Real podcast, where real talk empowers real change. I'm your host, Emilio Aldana the Fourth. We're gonna get into this, y'all. We're gonna talk about a great fitness topic today. We're gonna go into, why body composition matters more than weight loss. I always, I run a personal training business, an online fitness business, and in this business, I'm always dealing with problems and I have to find solutions to these problems. And one of the biggest problems that come up is, body composition, over weight loss. And what I mean by that is a lot of people find so much trouble having a good relationship with the scale. You know, the scale is interesting, right? You can wake up in the morning and then you can hop on the scale, and that scale can dictate how you feel about yourself the rest of the day. Isn't that dangerous, right? That's why some people just need to throw their scale out because it's just not beneficial for your mental health at all, right? And if it's not beneficial for your mental, it's not beneficial for your physical because if you're stressed out, you can literally cannot make physical progress. It's insane. So bear with me here, right? What is body composition? Would probably be the first thing you think about. And what does that have to do with my weight loss and with me looking snatched or me feeling the best that I've ever felt physically and spiritually? Like what does body composition have to do? Well, I really want to break that down for you guys, okay? So I kind of wrote a couple of things down right here. Body composition, what it refers to is the proportion of fat mass, lean mass, including, bones, water, all that stuff, all that type of stuff in your body. It's not just about how much you weigh, right? But it's also about what that weight makes up in your body. So, when people only focus on weight loss, they're usually targeting, a reduction in body fat. Well, when you're just thinking about weight loss, you're not always, necessarily losing just weight that you want to lose. You're not just losing straight fat. Matter of fact, a majority of the time when people go on these fad diets and they try to lose weight as quick as possible, they're actually losing a lot of muscle. Yeah, they're going to lose fat, but they're going to lose so much muscle because they're doing, excess cardio, and they're cutting out carbs, and they're doing intermittent fasting, and they're also just starving themselves, and then they also, have to, get 15,000 steps in, and then make sure you do cardio after, like all this extra stuff. A lot of the time they end up losing lean muscle mass, which is which is really not what you want to lose, right? Because muscle's beauty. The more muscle you have, the better you're going to not only look, but the better you're going to feel, right? So try not to do that, right? But, losing lean muscle mass can be just as likely as shedding fat, right? Which actually harms your metabolism and actually harms your overall health. Body composition matters way more than weight loss. Health and metabolism are tied to lean mass, not just weight. Losing fat while preserving muscle, right, is key to improving your metabolism, right? And there's plenty of studies that back this up. The more muscle you have on your body, the more calories you're going to burn. And again, this is a big reason why when I tell my clients, you need to focus on body composition, not weight. Stop thinking about the number on the scale. How do you feel? First off, that's number one. How do you feel? All right. And then based on your progress photos, how are we looking? And then the scale is the last metric. The scale just confirms kind of what's going on, right? If your weight's stalling and then you're gaining muscle and you're gaining strength in the gym and you're feeling great and the weight is staying the same, that's a great sign. That means your body's recomping. That means you're building muscle, losing body fat, if anything, right? Or you might just be building a lot of muscle and building a body that's going to become a fat burning machine when you're ready to go into that deficit and start cutting down, right? Health and metabolism are tied to lean body mass, not just weight, right? Body composition is also going to impact your physical function and performance, okay? It's not just about how you look. It's about how you feel and how you perform. Like I had mentioned earlier, are you getting stronger in the gym noticeably week to week? Are you using progressive overload as a metric, right? Because if you're not using progressive overload as a metric and if you're not actually tracking your workouts, then you won't really know what's going on with your body, right? What's measured is managed. So if you're not tracking your lifts, you're not tracking, your weight, you're not tracking through photos, you're not tracking all these things, you're not going to really know what's going on with your body, right? And so that's what I practice, right? I try to make sure I'm weighing in, I'm weighing my food, I'm measuring and I'm managing everything that I'm putting into my body, so I'm able to recon my body and build muscle and get the best results I can, right? So and here's the thing. Again, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, of this podcast, actually, um, if you can't handle being on the scale, focus on those other metrics that I'm talking about, right? Me personally, I'll get on the scale because I can weigh myself day to day. It doesn't really affect my mood. If you're finding that it affects your mood, focus on those other things that I talked about. Progressive overload. How much are you lifting? Are you getting stronger, right? And then how are you feeling? Okay, so are you feeling leaner? Are you feeling like things are fitting a little looser? When you put on those jeans that didn't fit a year ago, are they fitting now? Right? Those things matter way more than how much weight you're losing on the scale. Let your body listen to your body instead of listening to a number that's on a scale, right? The weight will come, but focus on the things that matter, which are going to be your habits, which are going to be things getting better in every other metric outside of maybe even just the scale, right? So, yeah, those are all important things to understand. Another point that I really want to make too is, body composition affects your long-term health, right? So, focusing on body composition, particularly the amount of visceral fat, is crucial for lowering your chronic diseases, chronic health risks, all that sort of stuff. Right. So focusing on body composition, muscle mass is all going to help for your longevity over time, right? If your body's able to burn more calories just by itself, just because of its basal metabolic rate, that means you have to do less, right? So now you don't have to go out and move and do all this extra stuff, extra cardio and extra things, right? Now you can just stay focused on building muscle, getting stronger. Now you can do the least to elicit the most amount of progress. Maybe you just go to the gym 2 to 3 times a week, but every time you get to the gym, you're getting stronger. You notice your clothes are fitting better, and you're gaining muscle in the right places, right? If you're a man, maybe that looks like your shoulders, your chest, all that kind of stuff. Maybe when it's as a lady, maybe it's your glutes are finally growing, right? And remember, ladies, like your body will not grow unless you give yourself grace to not look at the scale, start looking at your lifts, and start looking at how you feel and getting stronger. Because if you're not in a surplus, you're not going to gain muscle, right? If you're not maintaining or in a surplus, you're not going to gain any muscle. So if you're trying to grow, your glutes, your legs, all that kind of stuff, you're not going to grow it in a deficit, right? Or you're very less likely if you're not a newbie in the gym. Same thing for men. If you're wanting to grow your chest because that's one of the more stubborn muscle groups on your body, you're not going to grow it by not being in a surplus, by not being over your caloric intake. You're not going to do it. If you're in a caloric deficit, it's so hard for your body to gain muscle. So it's important for you guys all to understand that body composition is going to be key in actually sustaining your progress forever, right? Forever, right? And this is actually something I go over in my programs. And this is in the second phase. I call it physically sanctification, right? Physical sanctification. So, it's important for you to learn how to lean on God in the moments that times are challenging, right? And I believe you have to constantly, just like when you're sanctified spiritually and you need to constantly work towards your relationship with God, I believe you constantly need to work towards something when you're physically trying to make your temple healthier and better, right? And progressive overload is a great way to present challenges and overcome them, and lean on God when you're not overcoming them, right? These mental challenges that you hit when it comes to looking at the scale and looking at that too emotionally, right? You lean on the Lord and say, Lord, help me to not lean on the scale for my happiness, but help me to lean on you for my happiness. And that's, something I try to tell my clients is to lean on the Lord when a couple of things in their fitness journey may not be going their way, right? And so again, just kind of circle back into it, right? Getting better over time, physically sanctifying yourself consistently, making sure that you're getting stronger, focusing on how you feel. Those are the things that really matter rather than the weight on the scale. And you can do all those things, but just remember the scale might screw up your mood. The scale might make you feel a certain way, might make you have a little bit of resentment, right? But you got to learn to have a healthy relationship with yourself and with your body, and God has helped me do that tremendously, right? So to really wrap up everything I'm talking about, right? Body composition rather than weight loss offers a more holistic approach to health, right? Offers a more healthy approach to health. It's not just about shedding the pounds on the scale. It's about creating a healthy and fulfilling life, a functional life, and a life that's sustaining, right? Which is what I talk about in my third phase of training, right? It's important to understand that gaining muscle, and actually building your basal metabolic rate, having a good body composition is actually what's going to lead to sustainable progress long term, right? These things are what's going to help you sustain your health and longevity. We've learned throughout this, episode that muscle mass is linked to a faster metabolism, right? Better physical performance, a lower risk in diseases, right? By prioritizing fat loss over weight loss, you'll improve your overall health, right? Not just the number on the scale. Focus on improving your overall health, focus on improving your muscle mass, focus on improving your basal metabolic rate, and not just focusing so hard on a stupid number when you look down in the morning fasted. Does that make sense? So next time you step on the scale, right? Remember, that's not the only part of the picture. All right, you guys, track your progress. How do you feel? How do you feel is such an underrated way to track progress? Are you feeling good when you wear that shirt? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling more energized? Are you waking up with a little bit more ambition? All those things are so important. Track your progress through progress photos, the clothes you're wearing, all these things, right? Rather than focusing and obsessing over a number on the scale. So I hope you guys really got this message because I really wanted to make it a point to hammer on this topic, right? Remember this. I'm gonna go over it one more time. It's going to be body composition over weight loss, right? Let's focus on losing fat rather than losing weight. Let's focus on gaining muscle rather than losing weight. Because I promise you, when you gain muscle and you lose fat, oh my gosh, you're going to feel and look the best you've ever felt, right? Because you're treating your body the way that God wants you to be treating your body. So, and all in all, that's it, right, guys? Hope you guys got some value from that. And yeah, make sure to leave a good review, a 5-star review, if you could, for me on this podcast, and like and comment if you're watching on YouTube. And without further ado, stay righteous, stay real, stay blessed. Peace. We out.